For years I've been having terrible nightmares. It's always the same, and that is something you probably are familiar with. Since I was 10 years old, I've been having nightmares about a doll. At first it seems very cute and innocent, but all of a sudden it turns into something terrifying. It has no eyes, just black holes, and it has a disturbing smile on its face. My nightmares always goes like this. I'm just laying in bed trying to sleep, and I hear a knock on my bedroom door. And after about 5 seconds I hear a low whisper. "I want to be your friend. Please let me in." And for some reason, I always get out of bed and walks up to the door. And I keep hearing a whisper, but it's impossible for me to hear what it says. It always ends with a loud scream, and I wake up shaking, cold sweat all over my body, and it always feels like I've been cut with a knife. But I have no wounds or cuts on my skin, and I just thought to myself that it was just my mind messing with me. But you know what's strange? I've never had a fear of dolls. In fact, I used to have one many years ago, when I was around 7 years old. But the one that haunts my dreams are nothing like this one. This one is evil. I can feel it. It does not want me to bring any good. I never open up to anyone about my nightmares, not even my closest family members. I always felt that it was better to hide it from others. If I told anyone, he would probably just laugh at me and tell me to grow up. But let me tell you that these nightmares are horrible, and it has been many sleepless nights. I wish I could erase it from my mind. I don't want to use any medications or something, so I try to just live with it. But it's not easy. One night I even thought I saw the doll outside the kitchen window when I made some tea. But I hadn't been sleeping very well, so I was sure this was just my mind playing tricks on me. It's not the first time. I have seen the doll many times, and not only when I dream. Like one afternoon I was working on my computer when I felt something cold behind me. And when I turned around, I saw a little figure standing outside in a garden. The only reason I could see it was because I was sitting so close to the window. And although I was very scared about it, I just kept thinking it was my mind. Because when you don't sleep much at night, you can start seeing things that aren't really there. I'm sure many people experience that. But the worst was yet to come. Because one night when I had the same nightmare, it turned out a little bit different. I could hear something running around downstairs, and I really started to freak out. But for some crazy reason I went out of bed and went downstairs. I didn't have anything to protect myself with. I walked carefully down the stairs, and I hear the same whisper, but it was different words this time. This time it said, "Let's play together," and I felt something on my leg. It was a little hand touching my leg, and what I saw truly made me scream out loud. It was the doll. Black empty holes instead of eyes, an evil smile, and the head appeared to rot as I looked at it. I couldn't move, my body just wouldn't react. I tried so hard to move, but I just couldn't. I was so scared. The doll whispered one more time and said, "This is not a dream." Right after I heard those words, I fainted, and I didn't wake up in my bed like I always do after a nightmare. Instead, I was laying on the floor downstairs where I had passed out, and I immediately knew it wasn't a dream. I got a call from my mom the same day, and I finally opened up about my nightmares and the horrible experience I had. My mom said, "It was probably you sleepwalking, dear. You used to have that problem as a kid, and it was most likely that I was dreaming while I was walking downstairs. But wait, how could I make it all the way downstairs? I mean, I would imagine that I would fall down the stairs and hurt myself badly. But my mom didn't have any other explanations for it. So I wanted to believe her, because I just didn't want to think that it was something much darker than that. She asked me if I wanted to come over for dinner, since it had been a while since we were together. And being that I was living all by myself, it could help a bit. I said, yeah, sure, that sounds nice. I even asked if I could sleep there tonight. My mom said, sure, no problem. When I came over to her house, I gave her a hug, and I bought her some flowers. My mom said, oh, thank you, sweetie. I will put these in water. Just come in and make yourself at home while I get the dinner ready. For the first time, I felt like the cold feeling staying at my own place, with these damn nightmares and fear was gone. So we sat down ready to eat, and my mom said, oh, sweetie, do you remember your best friend? I answered, oh, you mean Alex, the kid next door? My mom said, no, your doll, you know, Jimmy. You used to play with him all the time. You remember him, don't you? I replied, well, yeah, I remember Jimmy. I used to have him with me everywhere as a child. What about him? My mom told me she had a surprise for me. She went out in the living room to get something, and it was a box with my name on it. My mom said, here you go, sweetie. I hope you like my surprise. I opened it up, and I dropped it on the floor. I suddenly felt like screaming, but I didn't. My mom asked, what's wrong there? I just quickly replied, oh, nothing. I'm just, well, a little nervous, that's all. I haven't been sleeping much lately. The box contained a creepy doll with no eyes, just empty black holes, and an evil smile, and I could hear it whisper, I told you it wasn't a dream.